Go. Hi, everyone. It's Angela Schuster with Faux Time Design. So happy you are joining us today. This is such an exciting day for me. I can barely contain myself because I have someone who I'm going to pop in a minute, but I told him I wanted the honor of introducing him first before you get to see his fabulous mug. So for those of you who are new to Faux Time Design, we are a faux and decorative finishing company. We've been in business for 13 years. We're located in Bergen County, New Jersey, which is just a few minutes from the George Washington Bridge right outside of New York City. We're actually one of the largest all-woman decorative painting companies in the Northeast, which is kind of exciting. Now, we moved into this commercial space about 4 years ago. When I moved into this space, we opened up a beautiful showroom. We started adding classes. We added do-it-yourself classes, paint and sip classes. We added kids classes. But my ultimate goal was to add professional classes. And I truly had one person who I wanted to kick that off. And that is my dear friend and incredible mentor, Gary Lord. All right, I'm going to bring him up. Okay, we need a drum roll. Here he is. Gary, woo!
Balloons go off, fireworks went off. Here we are.
We've been practicing this. For everybody who's watching, we have been practicing this for days.
So I hope it works.
So we're hoping it works. So I see there's actually some people watching us. So that's actually a really good thing, Gary. So please.
That's all my relatives.
I think it's my mom.
Exactly.
So make sure if you would like to send Gary a hello or a high five, send a comment with a 5 that you're watching, and we'll let everybody know you're giving him a high 5. Okay, so now, let me tell you about the man, and then he's such a humble kind of guy. So he doesn't really like to talk about himself, but I like to talk about him. So Gary is really considered the patriarch in the decorative painting industry.
That's what happens when you're old.
You're 29.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So he is the master. He's the king. He's the Lord. I'll just call you everything. So in fact, you can see right here, I actually wrote on here, we were able to put in these. Aren't these kind of cool? Your little name across and your title. And so I actually wanted to put all of these titles, but Mr. Humble was like, no, just put decorative painter. I'm like, no, I want to put master decorative painter. So anyway, I kind of had to beg. So, all right. So he's been in business for over 40 years. He has guided literally thousands of people, pros and do-it-yourselfers, through classes in his studio in Cincinnati, Ohio, through industry and special engagement teachings. He's written 5 books. He's been on numerous TV shows. Oh my gosh. You are the man. Was it 5 or 6?
No, it's 5.
5. So
I have a 6th in me if anybody wants to publish it. Just saying.
You have another one?
No, I said I have a 6th in me if anybody wants one.
I wish I was a publisher. I would. So, all right. So tell us about yourself, my friend. I mean.
Well, actually, how I got interested in all this was through my mom. Love my mom, and I watched my mom do things at the kitchen table when I was a little boy. And my mom was an artist and a craftsperson, and she instilled that love in me, and it's still there today. So it's because of mom that I do what I do, and I ended up going to college, and I have a degree in art. And from that, I quickly got out of school and had no idea what I was going to do with an art degree. This was in 1974. And by 1976, I developed and started my own decorative painting business. And by 1979, my father had a saying, because I had to decide what I was going to do. I was engaged to be married. He had a saying, Gary, you need to decide if you want to get off the pot or do something.
My parents said the same thing.
And so I didn't know, so I decided to quit everything else. And within a year of doing what I did, I was able to hire my first employee, and Then one by one, things led from one thing to another through a lot of hard work, experimentation. And so I've written 5 books. I've done hundreds of national and international television shows. And
What
so
are
I've
some
been
of those
very blessed.
shows? What are some of those shows that you did? I forgot.
Well, for 7 years, I was the main guest decorative artist on a show called Decorating with Style, which was in the infancy of Home and Garden Network television.
Wow.
And then that spun off, and I was on other shows back then when it was all about the how-to format versus the reality TV that it is today. So I was on a show called Christopher Lowell. I was on a show called Carol Duvall. I was on another show called Kitty Bartholomew. I was on another show called Paint, 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 another one called Home Matters. I was on a lot of different television shows, not just with Home and Garden Network television, but also with HGTV and PBS and many other different types of formats, Discovery Channel. So I ended up doing many different TV shows. It was quite fun. I really enjoyed it, being behind the scenes with TV cameras and all the producers. And, you know, I was enjoyed it a lot.
That's amazing. Now fast forward and tell us how your business evolved over the years and to where you are today.
Well, when I started painting, if you can look behind Angela's shoulder, there's stripes on those walls. And that is exactly what I did, because I did bold geometric stripes. And then I would make it look like skyscapes, or I would run it through lever lower blinds. Back then, there was no book. There was nobody who told you how to do something. I had no idea, so I made things up. I would put paint on a string, and I would snap it on the wall, and I'd create all these geometric patterns using string that's loaded with paint. I'd make things up. And then a magic occasion happened. Somebody told me about a book out of England called Paint Magic by Acosta Inez, and it literally changed my decorative painting life. I read that book. It became my Bible. I used it constantly. I would take it to the job sites. It had paint on pages, especially of the ones that I like to do. And I became super important in my town because I knew how to use a sponge and dab it on the wall.
You knew how to sponge. I bet you knew how to rag roll too.
Well, nobody then even knew what that was. They thought, you painted that? How did you paint that? They thought you took a little paintbrush and dap, 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 dap. Secret, top secret. Can't tell.
Okay, so wait, Gary.
Yes.
I have to show you my Bible.
Okay.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that book.
Wait, am I in the, okay. And
yes,
here's the thing, everyone. You have to understand, when I first met Gary, it was like meeting a celebrity, and guess what? He signed it. Wait, there it is. He signed it. Oh my gosh. This is my Bible. So wait, and here's the best part. This is the one that stays in the library here in our studio. This is the one. No, I had the second one that went for you. And see how it has, I actually pulled out all the tabs here that actually, and look how stained it is and everything. This went with my crews for years to all the different job sites. And in fact, we I
know that live.
So we just won the PDCA National Residential Decorative Finishing Award. But the exciting part about that is that one of the finishes for the home we won was based on your finish, shimmer and lace. So there you go. There you go.
But the amazing thing is it was your crew. So I'm blessed that people are able to like, first off, what I do, and then like it enough to try to implement it themselves in their own design and color scheme or whatever, like you just did. And then to be able to win an award or just to be able to make their clients happy. I'm lucky that people can do that. So thank you to all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I love how your cat, this happened just so everybody knows.
This is my cat, Maisie.
We practiced the other night.
The kitchen table in my house.
And the cat, we had our cats, we had our dogs.
The dog will be here.
So, okay. So, well, we're really excited because Gary is going on a Northeast tour. And he is actually going to be coming to Bow Time Design. We are beyond thrilled about this. Woohoo! So, Gary, when is the last time you were actually in the, in the Northeast teaching?
It was probably at Bob Marks's studio, and he's been closed for a long time, 10 years maybe. I don't know. It's been quite a while.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. Unbelievable. Well, so here's the thing. So first you're going down to Mr. Foe, right?
Yep,
You're going
down to Chris Burt's, and I will be teaching there different things that I'm teaching at your place.
Right. And then you're going to be coming up here for and so tell us a little bit about some of the finishes that you're going to be doing.
So what I'll be teaching for you, Angela, is a combination of things that I actually do in the workplace. I do a lot of looks that are like a restoration hardware sort of a concept is what I talk about. So I'll be showing how to do a reclaimed wood look. I'll be showing people how to do a concrete look. I'll be talking to you and teaching you how to do a rusted steel girder look that I actually did in a restaurant. And the owner said a lot of the people that come into the restaurant say, "Aren't you afraid those beams are going to fall down?" Meanwhile, they're really just drywall, but it looks like rusted steel girders. So that'll be one of the things I teach. And then I'll be teaching some more on-trend contemporary wall finishes, things that may have glitter, some slight textures to them, things that are soft and pretty. I'm a big believer in soft, subtle elegance. So that'll be some of the things that I teach for the wall aspect. So it's a kind of a blended combination class. So it's well-rounded, and it gives you a big variety of the different things in today's marketplace.
Now, let me ask you, Gary, because one of the things I've learned from you over the years is how to use the finishes you teach in, like you said, a real world setting, in production, especially when you have, I learned from you when it was just myself and another person, and I learned from you now with a crew of 9, like how we are able to implement some of those finishes. Are you going to be talking about that? Can you kind of give us a little insight into real world applications with some of your finishes?
So as I teach from the knowledge that I have gained in 42 years being in business. So I am able to teach not only the technique that I created, but also then I have taken it into the workplace. And as all of you know that do decorative finishing, it's one thing to have it done on a small sample board, and it's another thing to do it in a room that's 700 or 1,000 square feet or even larger. And so, yes, I do talk about that. And I do talk about the way to execute these jobs and the way that makes them work well. And all of the mistakes that I make on a job, which, trust me, is a bunch, I learn from, and I don't want to repeat. And that's why I tell the clients, watch out for XYZ, whatever it may be on that sample, because that got me into trouble. This is how I got out of trouble. But if you don't do that part, you won't have that issue for yourself. So yes, everything I teach is based on me usually executing it in the field already. So I not only design it, but I actually have implemented it as well. A lot of teachers aren't necessarily that way. Some people just design beautiful finishes and they're drop dead gorgeous. And then when you try to do them in the workplace, you realize this is totally impractical. I can't do this finish. It's way too many layers. It takes way too much time. Me, no way. I'm a contractor first, not a teacher first. I make my money being a contractor. So all of my designs are based on being a professional contractor in a production mode that wants to make money and wants to make my client happy. First off, make the client happy. Yes. Secondly, make money.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Which I know I'm watching. There's so many professional artists who are watching as we speak, and I know they're all probably shaking their heads like this. I remember,
It's all true.
It's all true, and of course, once I got over the celebrity thing and you signed my book, when I first met you, I'll never forget you talking about how you had repainted more walls than you could count. And you were like, that's when you're a professional, when you're having to do a redo. And I had actually just come from a project where we had to redo an entire dining room, and I was devastated. And I was able to go, oh, wait, maybe I am a professional. I had to redo it.
Well, it's like they say about sailing. You're never a good sailor until you've capsized at least once.
Okay, so there you go. There you go. Folks, that's what's, I just have to say, that is what is like so great about taking Gary's classes. He is just so insightful and he gets it. So if you are a professional, then you already know who Gary is. So, I mean, just to be in his presence is phenomenal. If you are aspiring to become a professional decorative artist, or if you are just an amazing hobbyist and this is some of the things that you're doing in your own home, this is such an opportunity. I can't even begin to tell you. Anyway, okay, so very exciting. Gary, I want to take you on a tour. You want to see where you're going to be teaching?
Yeah, I'd love to. I've never been to your studio yet.
I know.
So really cool.
Well, it's so funny because somebody just pulled up. I forgot to lock my showroom. And so I actually blocked it where everyone was listening to you. And I'm like running to the back, whispering to this lady, we're not open. We closed it too. Anyway, so let me show you. Now, to everybody who has watched my Facebook Lives before, because I do a few of them, I haven't practiced this. So, and it's not on my computer. It's on my computer. It's not on my iPhone. So if I fall, so I'm going to take you back in here to the showroom. And so this is our showroom. So let me see if I can get a.
Oh, your space is huge.
Yeah, we have 1,800 square foot in this building. So you can see one of our most popular walls is the style wall here behind me. Yeah. We have transitional, traditional, modern, and contemporary, modern finishes. What did I say? Traditional, transitional, old world, and modern finishes. And people love seeing those. And then these are some of the, we call this the showcase wall. And we have, about 30 finishes on this wall, but we have about 600 finishes throughout the space. So anyway, this is a lot of fun. And then every Monday, we actually feature right over behind my shoulder. You can see, we actually feature a new finish so people can stop by and see that. So, but we're going to be putting a picture of you right there, my friend.
Let's put one of my samples up instead.
All right, we'll put your samples too, but I like to see your face. So, all right, so I just walked through. This is our retail area. We actually are a stockist for Chalk Paint by Annie Sloan, and a lot of our customers are do-it-yourselfers, and they come in and buy the paint, and then they take a few classes. And then this is our workroom, and this is going to be your workroom, my friend. So you can see here. And then you can actually see we painted all of our floors.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
That's so much fun, right? Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. And then I always laugh and I say, behind my shoulders is the garage, which of course only a lady crew would put a curtain in front of the garage. But I always laugh and say that space saved my marriage, because my husband, I think, was ready to kill me because I was running the business out of the home studio for 10 plus years.
I did it for 30 years.
Oh my gosh. He was like, oh, you got to get this stuff out of here. He was like done. So anyway, I was done. But anyway, yeah. So that all of our stuff is back there. It's like a great place. What
do you mean this is the kitchen table? This is what I paint on. This is not the kitchen table.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, okay.
What do you mean I can't use the egg beater to mix my plaster with?
And when you're sitting down in the dining room and you're moving over 5-gallon buckets and you're like, what? It's extra seating. What's the problem here?
Exactly. Right? Just sit on the 5. You'll be fine. I do it at work at lunch all the time. No problem.
I love it. Oh my God. Too funny. So, all right. So, oh my gosh, we have so many people who are saying hello, by the way. Thank you. We're glad you guys are here. Okay. So I want to tell everybody when the workshop is, so that everyone can get,
well,
registered. So it's June 11th and 12th, right here at Time Design. You can actually go online and you can register. Let me see if I can pop that up. It's a 2-day workshop. It's 9 to 5. Oh, and food is all included.
Yay.
Breakfast, we do lunch. You're going to have the New York bagels. We've got the best restaurants around here. So that is like awesome. So, okay. And then, so to register, everyone just needs to go to our website, which is fauxtimedesign.com. Gary, did you know this? I just learned this, that you can age yourself by the way you tell somebody about a website. I went to a workshop recently and they said only old people like us actually go www.fauxtimedesign.com. And I was thinking, well, I used to go HTTP.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, well, that's really aging ourselves. But anyway, so
I was around before they even had laptops.
Exactly.
Professionally, decorative painting wise. It started in 1976, so Apple wasn't even created yet.
Apple was something you ate.
Exactly. Or it was New York City. One of the
right. Exactly. So too funny. So, okay. All right. So it's June 11th and 12th. About 10 to 15 samples everyone's going to make. If you go online and register, you put down a 50% deposit now, and then the remainder 10 days before. And it's all on our website. It's really very intuitive, easy to use. You can also call our directly to our studio, which, golly, I didn't do a little thing across the top about bottom, but you can call our studio. If you go online, you can get the number and everything. And so it's really exciting. So, Gary.
And I'm very pleased and excited that you asked me to come there because I've admired your work. And one of the fun things for me as a teacher is to watch people that I know blossom into their careers and do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Benefits the whole industry when that happens, because the better the industry is, the more work we all get.
Thank you. And we have such a nice, in this area, we have such a nice International Decorative Artisans League group. It's incredible. We have such a nice PDCA. Everyone is so incredibly supportive of each other. It's just
it should be.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's enough work for everyone around here. There's no reason for any pettiness and all that craziness. But yeah, so although I want everyone to hire Time Design if you are in the New York Metro. No, I'm just kidding.
Just saying, because you are an award winner. As
long as you're at it. So, okay, Gary, yes. Last thing is, okay, we have a lot of people watching.
Okay, good.
So tell me this. I want you to answer 3 questions. If there's somebody, what advice would you give if someone, number 1, is just starting off on the business?
I'll answer that one first.
Okay, first. Okay.
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Can you elaborate a little on that?
Because you will become frustrated. You'll become thinking that this will never work. You'll think that this is way harder than you want it to be. And perseverance will be the key to make you get to the end result of the goal that you want. Without perseverance, great talent, great skill, all that will go away. Number 2 would be marketing. Because you can be the best skill out there, but if nobody knows who you are, right now Angela's doing a fantastic job marketing herself, her business. That's how I got the reputation that I have as well. There's nothing the matter with marketing and promoting yourself as long as it's sincere and honest, and that's all great stuff. But without those 2 keys as a beginning person, it's difficult. And also expect a minimum of 3 to 5 years before you're really going to see any good income. Once that's done, and if you work super hard, it comes. You just have to, and it's a lot harder than you think it is to own your own business.
As I say, you have to think of it as just being an entrepreneur. You're owning a small business. You can't, in fact, I was going to ask you, now being 13 years in the business, you've given me a lot of good advice. So the next one is someone 5 to 10 years in the business. What would you give them advice?
Raise your prices.
Raise your prices.
Yep, because in the beginning,
if any of my clients are listening, I never raise your price.
In the beginning, your prices are low because you need to have people to hire you. That's one of the entry points for you. And that's okay because you're educating and learning yourself and people are paying you to do that. But within that 5-year time frame, you need to start increasing your price to be at least in the upper middle to upper end of what your marketplace is challenging. If your skill set's not there yet, that's your fault because you need to be educating yourself and improving yourself each and every job. So your skill set should have improved in those 5 years. Therefore, you merit more money for yourself. You should be you're charging more, therefore paying yourself more in the process.
And you know what? Clients are expecting top-notch results at that point.
And let's face it, I can only charge what the market's going to bear anyway. So I need to find out what my market is bearing, right. But I don't want to be 5 years into my career and still be at an entry level point of pay. Nor would I want that if I'm working for, Apple or IBM or anybody else. By then I deserve more money because I'm better. I should be. Otherwise I need to find a new vocation.
Right. Exactly. And one of the great advices you gave me when I was at that point was two things. Knowing where you want to take your business. And then you said, Angela, one of the hardest things if you want to get your business at is, first of all, hire people who are more talented than you are.
Yep.
And as an artist, that is something hard to swallow. But I did.
For me, it's not. That was easy. Real. I mean, if I'm honest with myself, there are so many people that are so much better than me as an artist, even to this day. So what happens is you hire to your weaknesses. If I'm not a good illustrator, or if I'm not a good texture person, or if I'm not a good whatever, hire that person that's better than you. Don't be threatened by them. You're the boss. You can fire.
Yeah.
And that's not really what the goal is anyway. The goal is for them to love you, to stay with you, and them to make your business be better than it ever was before. That's what Walt Disney did.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the best advice. The other thing you said to me, and it was critical, was that when I was still on the wall, because there is a point when you get to your business where you should be pulling yourself off the wall. Yeah. And I remember you saying, okay, first hire the people that are better than you. And then customer service and white glove service is so important to me. And I know it is to you. I've learned that from you. I remember you saying, Angela, put yourself on the little things, like do the outlet covers, do the things that when that client or that designer or that builder walks in, or that architect, that you are right there with them. You are able to be with them 100%. And that was really great advice. I can't even thank you enough for that. That was incredible. So you're the man. You're the man. Can everyone tell how much I just adore him? This is the I love Gary. So, okay. And then the final thing is someone who is beyond that 20 years, besides run fast, get away. What would you say when you're, at the
find your passion again?
Yeah.
Because what happens after 20 years, you get burned out, you get worn down, you get tainted by all of the things that have happened to you in the course of your 20-year career. So how do you find that passion again? Take classes. Find young people, bring them in, feed off of their passion, because it's hard to maintain your passion after 20 years. So find a reason to keep that passion, because that's why you got into this business.
That's you're beyond. You're beyond. I can't even say enough. You guys, I can't tell you enough. Gary is the man, and I want to thank him for being with us. And we are off. If you can, make sure you register.
I'd love to have you come. Love to see you. If not, stop in for a bagel.
Yeah, stop in for a bagel because we're going to have a lot of good ones. All right. This is Angela Schuster with Bowtime Design and Gary Lord, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.